Tov, Cheshbon Tov, I guess. All right, we pick up at today's Daf is Chaf, where a good Amud behind. We pick up at the very bottom of Yoter Mad Aleph. We had just spent a lot of yesterday reeling with Rabbi Yoshia's read that Rabbi Shimon, who says, who is not bothered by the case of Eishes Achiv Shelo Haya B'Olamo, that and Rabbi Yoshia tried to claim in all cases, which was a very hard conceptual and based on the Mishnah read. We're now with Rav Papa, who says no. The only case Rabbi Shimon is not concerned about is when the brother Shimon, Reuven was married to Rachel. Reuven died. Then Shimon did Yibum, and only then was Levi born. And that's when Rabbi Shimon says, oh, so if Levi is born and Rachel's already married to Shimon, then the Reuven thing goes away, and that's why he doesn't have a problem. So that's what we're up to now, is Rav Papa, who's the reasonable read of the Mishnah, and also the logical, conceptually logical position. So let's pick up from that, about 8 lines on the bottom. Line starts with Tzamtzem is the beginning of the Braita. Okay, the beginning of the line. Rav Papa Amar. Rabbi Shimon disagrees when first Shimon did Yibum with Rachel, and then Levi was born. So then Levi says it's no problem. It's not Eishes Achiv. We don't look we don't care about Reuven anymore. We look at Rachel in relationship to Shimon. But if Levi was born and then Shimon did Yibum with Rachel, lo pali, he does not disagree. The Travayu l'Rabbanan Itzrich, and both Mishnayot, the first and the second, were said for the rabbis. The first Mishnah, which was the case where Levi was born and then Shimon did Yibum, so that's not a case that Shimon disagrees with. But Velozu af Zuktani. And it said A, and it goes without saying B. So the rabbis say that it is a problem when Levi is born, and then Lozu af Zuktani. Hold on. The first Mishnah is the first part. The first Mishnah is that Levi is born, and then Shimon does Yibum, right? And that Rabbi Shimon does not disagree with. All right, Lozu Avzuktani, right. So not only do the rabbis say that case is a problem, but they even say the second case of the Mishnah is a problem, even when first there's Yibum and then Levi is born. But if that second case, when first there's Yibum and then Levi is born, that in that case, Rabbi Shimon does disagree and say it's not a problem. Okay, yes.
Can you explain why Levi is born before Shimon does Yibum?
Yes.
Yes,
because
he's a contemporary brother, right?
With Shimon, but not in terms of his status with Rachel. So we go again. You turn that the thing, Charlie. God willing, by today we will have this other whiteboard up. But anyway,
I know.
Again, okay, we have Reuven married to Rachel, and Shimon is around, right? That's stage 1. Stage 2 is that Reuven has died, and so stage 2 is that Reuven has died, and now you have Shimon here and Rachel around. And Rachel Levi isn't around right now, right? So Rachel, vis-a-vis Levi, vis-a-vis a future brother, Rachel is going to be Eishes Achiv Shelo Haya B'Olamo. Eishes Achiv Shelo Haya B'Olamo. Okay, and then stage 3 is Levi is born. So then now that Levi is born, that's a relationship to Levi. Okay, and then stage 4 is that Shimon does Yibum with Rachel. So in this stage, he's now done Yibum with Rachel. Rachel has already been tagged for Levi as Eishes Achiv Shelo Haya B'Olamo. So Rachel remains Eishes Achiv Shelo Haya B'Olamo for Levi, because that's the status she had at stage 3. That doesn't change just because now Shimon married her. Okay, but if Shimon had done Yibum up here, then Rachel would have her past history with Reuven would have been irrelevant. The way we would have looked at her when Levi came into the world would have been as Shimon's wife. But now when Levi comes into the world and you ask who's Rachel, when Levi is born, you want to ask Levi, who is this woman Rachel? So when he's born, if he's born at this stage, he says, oh, that woman Rachel, that was Reuven's ex-wife. That was Reuven's widow. But if Shimon did Yibum up here, and you said, hey, Levi, who's Rachel? He'd say, oh, it's my brother Shimon's wife. right? So her whole status changes in relationship to Levi in terms of whether Yibum has occurred before Levi is born or not. All right, thank you, Doe. So I got to put now the cup back down. So, okay, so all right, so okay, tiny kavasi to Rav Papa. We taught a Bryce like Rav Papa, V'tifta to Rabbi Yoshaya, and a contradiction to Rabbi Yoshaya. Again, that the only case that Rabbi Shimon disagrees with is when Yibum occurred before Levi was born. Shnei achim be'olam echad, two brothers that were alive at the same time. Umeis echad mehem lovad, and one of them dies. Reuven dies without a kid. The amanar sheni azel asot ma'amar b'yivimto, and Shimon gets all ready to do ma'amar with Rachel. Below he speak lasos b'mamar, and he didn't have a chance to do it. Ad shenolad lo ach, until Levi is born. Umeis. So that's case number one. Is there's going to be a couple of cases. So I'll have to let me draw that. It's brighter. Okay. Again, everybody understands who Shimon and Levi, who Shimon and Levi are, right? So case number one in this brighter is case number one in this brighter is that Shimon wanted to do Ma'amar, but basically he didn't. So absolutely nothing has happened between Shimon and Rachel. Okay, here he wanted to do Ma'amar. Who the heck cares what he wanted to do? We'll discuss it tomorrow. But basically he did nothing. And then what does it say? So below he speak lasos b'mamar ad shenolad lo ach, and then Levi is born. Okay, and then after Levi is born, Shimon dies. So what's Rachel? Eishes achiv shelo haya b'olamo, right? Right? Eishes achiv shelo haya b'olamo is Rachel with no relationship to Shimon, right? That's all she is. Eishes achiv shelo haya b'olamo. So in that case, okay, umeis harishona yotza mishum eishes achiv shelo haya b'olamo. V'shniya ocholet esomis yabemes, and Shimon's also married to Sarah. So in this case, where nothing happened, and then he died, and then Levi is then born. Okay, in this case, I'm sorry, Levi is born, and then he died. Okay, so we'll call this case A. Case A. So I'm going to have to do 1, 2, and 3 again to show the chronology. This is stage 1. Stage 2, Levi is born. Stage 3 is Shimon dies. Okay, so Shimon now dies, and he was married to Sarah, and Rachel he was not married to. Rachel was just hanging here from Reuben. So in this case, Rachel is Eishes achiv shelo haya b'olamo. Shimon did nothing with Rachel, so she just walks away, Erva. And Sarah, and Shimon isn't related to Rachel, so Rachel doesn't impact Sarah's status as Sarah, because he didn't do anything to Rachel, so Levi does Yibum or Chalitza with Sarah. Okay? So that's simple case number 1, which is Shimon did nothing.
Wait, so why is it Shmiya
Shmiya Sarah. Levi does either Chalitza or Yibum to Sarah. Because he was born before Shimon died. Okay. All right. So, thank you, Charlie. So, okay. So, Shniya ocholet esomis yabemes. Asaba mamar v'achach nolad ach. Oshen olach v'achar kachasaba mamar. If mamar was done either before or after Levi was born, that doesn't matter. But what matters is before Shimon died, if mamar was done. Umate, and then he died. Harishona yotzes mishum eishes achiv shelo haya b'olamo. Rachel just walks away because of eishes achiv shelo haya b'olamo. V'shniya and Sarah choletzes v'lo misyabemes can only do chalitza and not yibum. So what's case number B? Case number B is the same, except the difference by case number B is that 1 and 2 are the same, but before you had 3. You had 2b, which is Shimon did Ma'amar with Rachel. Okay, Shimon did Ma'amar with Rachel sometime before he died. It doesn't matter if it was before or after Levi was born, but sometime before he died. So in that case, and maybe it's even easier just using this, scenario B, we'll use the blue. Scenario B is that Shimon did Ma'amar with Rachel. Okay, except that the blue doesn't work. So if he had done, I know it's confusing because red
is bad.
I read it bad. Anyway, if he had done Ma'amar with Rachel sometime before he died, then what would the story be? That the story would be that by the time he had died, he had a quasi relationship with Rachel. And now that he's dead, so Levi obviously can't do anything with Rachel. She walks away, but he can't do Yibum now with Sarah because that's a quasi Tsaras Erevim. not a full tsaras erva because he didn't really consummate
Since
his
it's not
Rachel,
mandatory, so it's
but
the
enough
chalitza.
of a quasi tsaras erva because of the mamar that he now cannot do yibum with Sarah. But he has to do chalitza because doraisa he still is obligated. Right? When a durabanan gets in the way, you still have to do chalitza. Is that clear? Norm, looking at it's clear? Okay. So that's case B, is when there was some type of a ma'amar. And if there's some type of a ma'amar done, then Rachel impacts Sarah's status. And then he can no longer do yibum with Sarah, he can only do chalitza.
What happened to Rachel?
And Rachel walks away because she's a total erva. Okay? All right. So yes.
The language here is Rabbi Oshaya rather than Rav Oshaya.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to worry about that because it's whatever, because it's Rav and a Rebbe and whatever. All right. Anyway, Shimon Omer. Now, in this case, we have a new Rebbe Shimon, another problem he has, or not another, or did another different position. So I will tell you now what he's going to say, and then we'll read it in the Gemara. Comes along Rebbe Shimon and says, in this scenario, okay, basically, Levi can do Yibum or Chalitza with Sarah, but Rachel either way.
So which scenario? Scenario B?
The scenario B that we're talking about. Okay, so he says Levi basically can do Yibum or Chalitza with Sarah, and Rachel walks away. Why? Because you might remember from yesterday that Rebbe Shimon basically says if there's Zika plus Mamar, that might be as good as Yibum. It might be Kiknusa Damya. Anybody vaguely remember that from yesterday? Mm-hmm. So let's assume that the Mamar with Rachel made her was like, okay, so if it was like Yibum, but what happened? If he did that, first he did that, and then Levi was born. I know it's confusing, but okay. And then Levi is born, and then Shimon dies, okay, right? If that's what happens. So if he did this, if Mamar is like Yibum, then according to Rabbi Shimon's other position, if Levi is born after Yibum, or if that counts as Yibum occurred, then Rachel's okay to him, right? Because she's now, by the time Levi is born, already
and he has a mitzvah of Yibum or Chalitza,
so
one
if
or
he
the
had
other.
really done Yibum, of course, Levi would be okay. So maybe this counts as Yibum, and then Levi also is okay. So in that case, he could do, Yibum with either Rachel or Sarah. However, Rabbi Shimon holds that it's suffix what the status of Mamar is. So in case this Mamar did not count as Yibum, then Rabbi Shimon says it's nothing. Meaning, as opposed to the Rabbanan that say Mamar is quasi, Rabbi Shimon says it's either all or nothing. Okay, he's a man of extremes. So if this counted as Yibum, then Levi is born. Both of them are okay, right? She's already married to Shimon. Go ahead, do Yibum to either, or Chalitza to either. If it counted as nothing, then Rachel's irrelevant. So obviously, don't do Yibum with Rachel, because then she's Eishes Achishel Ohaya B'Yolamo. But you can still do Yibum with Sarah, right? So basically, what Rabbi Shimon is saying in this scenario, you can't do Yibum with Rachel because maybe Mamar doesn't count for anything, and maybe she's out of the picture. But in that case, it wouldn't impact Sarah, because if Mamar didn't count, it's nothing. It's not middle. It's all or nothing. And if Mamar does count, then they're both okay. So in either way, focus on Sarah, do Yibum or Chalitza with Sarah, and you're fine. Okay? Is that clear? Yes? Okay, so let's read that in the Gemara. All right. Achat mehen does not mean either one. It means one specific one of them, Sarah. Okay, Poteris Tsarasa. Chalutz lebalat mamar. Now he's going to say it won't do you any good if you focus on Rachel. If you did chalitza on Rachel, the one who had ma'amar, he did ma'amar to, lo niftarat Sarah. Then you will not have helped out Leah. You would not have helped out, Sarah. If you did
Sarah.
Oh God. Okay. Anyway, if you just chalitza or ma'amar to Rachel, that's not going to help, because maybe this thing is not a real relationship. So if you did it to Rachel, it's not going to have an impact on Sarah. Okay. So lo niftarat Sarah. Kinsa umeis ve'achach nolad. Okay. So then that's Rabbi Shimon. So Rabbi Shimon will say, as long as you focus on Sarah, you're okay, because the Mamarizis are all or nothing, and therefore you're allowed to focus on Sarah. All right. Now,
when people get confused, like let's say you did.
All right, let's not worry about that. Okay, you can make up the Durabanan. I'm just trying to focus enough on the basic case. All right. So now, first case is no Ma'amar. Second case is, so let's just list the types of cases we've got. Case A is no Ma'amar, and in that case, clearly Rachel and Sarah have nothing to do with one another. Okay, they're completely unrelated. So basically, the focus is on Levi's relation or whatever. Okay, okay, they're not related. Case, well, I guess what we're going to do is want to do Shimon. Okay, so no ma'amar in that case, so he's related to that, and no relationship to Rachel. Okay, case number B is a case of ma'amar. So in that case, in the case of that case, we have Shimon is married to Sarah and a quasi relationship to Rachel. Okay, that was case number B. Okay, there was a ma'amar. Case number 3 is, any guesses? No ma'amar to ma'amar.
Marrying her.
Yes, and that's why it was chalitza and not yibum. Case number 3 is yibum. Okay, where Shimon is going to Sarah and to Rachel, and that's the clear case that Rabbi Shimon argues on. Okay, so let's take a look. Sorry, you're on computer duty there, Charlie. Okay, so meis v'achach nolad lo ach, oshel nolad v'achach kinsa umeis. Okay, I'm sorry, I skipped a line. Did I? Kinsa, yes, I did. I forgot the first word. Kinsa umeis did yibum, and then he died. V'achach nolad lo ach. Oshel nolad ach v'achach kinsa umeis. There was yibum. Shteim peturos min hachalita min yibum. So in that case, both of those cases, Levi was born before the Yibum took place, right? Notice, Kinsa umeis, he did Yibum and he died, and then Levi was born. Oh, Nolad lo ach, or Levi was born, the achach Kinsa umeis, and then he did Yibum and he died. So in both of those cases, you have Eishes achi shelo haya bi'olama. Why? There are 3 scenarios of Yibum in terms of when Levi is born. Okay, scenario number 1 is Yibum to Reuven did Yibum. Okay, Reuven, I'll just make the line. Reuven did Yibum with, who are we talking with? Shimon. Shimon.
Yeah, Reuven's dead.
Shimon did Yibum with Rachel, and then Shimon died, and then Levi is born. In that case, what's Rachel to him? Except this time the Achiv is Shimon. Right? Okay, so that scenario, everybody agrees that's no good. Scenario number 2 is Shimon, is that Levi is born, and then Shimon does Yibum with Rachel. In that scenario, what's Rachel to Levi? Of Reuven, right? Right? Because in this case, Shimon had not changed her status yet. He was still Reuven's. Right? In this case, he's of Shimon, because Shimon changed her status, but then he died before Levi was born. The only case that Rabbi Shimon would disagree with is that Shimon did Yibum to Rachel, then Levi was born, and then Shimon died. Okay, and then he comes to the world and she's in an okay status. All right, so that's what we have. Those are the 3 scenarios. Let's read that now. Okay, so. Kinsa umeis. The achach nolad lo ach. So he did Yibum and then he died, and then Levi is born. So when Levi is born, she's Eishes Shimon shelo haya bi'olamo. Oh, shenolad lo ach. Levi is born before Yibum, so she was Eishes Reuven shelo haya bi'olamo. Ve'achach kinsa umeis, and then Shimon decided to Yibum and he died. So in that case, everybody agrees that she's the full erva. She's erva, and the other wife is an erva, and everybody, or Katsaris erva, everybody walks away. Now, Kinsa, Shimon did Yibum, the Nolad Loach, and then Levi was born. So when Levi came into the world, Rachel was okay, was Shimon's wife. The Achach Meis, and then Shimon died. That case, according to the Tanakama, same thing. Doesn't change her status according to Rabbi Meir. She's still Eishes Achi because of Reuven. Rabbi Shimon Omer, since when Levi was born, he came into the world and she was in okay status. She was Shimon's wife. Though and she never had a status to him of Eishes Achi Shelo Haya Bi'olamo. In that case, she's totally okay. You could do Yibum or Chalitza to either one. Okay, and now the Gemara just spells it out 1 minute. The third case, which we just said, is the one Rabbi Shimon sort of showed his disagreement with, that she first did Yibum and then Levi was born. Why are we mentioning the third case? Rabbi Meir, if it's just for Rabbi Meir purposes to say Rabbi Meir disagrees, says it's a problem in all 3 cases, Ketani la michti. Lo shani le Rabbi Meir ben Yabam b'achach Nola ben Nola b'achach Yabam. And Rabbi Meir, in all of the three scenarios, it's the same halacha. It's always Eishes Achim Shelo Haya B'Alamo for Reuven. So L'Revinu V'Lis Ninahu. Why not mention all three scenarios, right? The way the Braita was structured is it first said the first two scenarios and said these two are no good. And then it said the third scenario and said this is no good, and Rabbi Shimon says it is good. So what the Gemara, all the Gemara is proving is, right? Remember, Rabbi Yoshaya said that Rabbi Shimon disagreed with all the scenarios. So the Gemara is saying, if Rabbi Shimon disagreed with all the scenarios, why did it mention first these two, no good, and then the third one, no good, and Rabbi Shimon disagrees? Just put all three of them together. The fact that you had this third scenario as a separate halacha is showing that that's the only one that Rabbi Shimon disagrees with. So if it really was true that Rabbi Shimon disagreed with everything, just mix them all together and say all three scenarios at the same time. So Elalav Rabbi Shimon, it must be the third scenario said, just because that is the only scenario that Rabbi Shimon disagrees with. But so there, and when first Yibum took place and then Levi is born, that's the one case he disagrees with, because then when Levi comes into the world, Rachel's status is already now Shimon's wife. But if he was first born and then Yibum took place, Levi would not disagree with that. Then when he comes into Shimon would not disagree, then she's already Eishes Achim Shelo Haya B'Alamo to Levi, and that case he would agree with. Shma Mina. So finally the Gemara says, phew, okay, good. We've proven what should have been obvious from the very beginning, which is that Reb Shimon only disagrees in the scenario where first there's Yibum and then Levi is born. Yes, so you had a question.
The idea that Shimon could do Yibum with Rachel and she's still in some way considered Reuven's wife, isn't that incredibly problematic?
No, because for Shimon, that's exactly what the mitzvah of Yibum is. Shimon and Reuven were alive at the same time. So yeah, she's Reuven's dead wife. She's dead Reuven's wife, and that's why he has a mitzvah of Yibum.
But there feels like some kind of like inherent, like
sure, there's an Isser Erva for your dead brother's wife. That's the chiddush of Yibum, that you do Yibum in the face of the Isser Erva of dead brother's wife.
So that it affects Levi's ability to...
But the Levi, she's dead Shimon's wife.
Yeah, why is she attributed to Reuven rather than Shimon in regards to Levi? That's
what? Now I see how you feel when you're on the receiving. Yes. Okay, what?
My question's about scenario 2.
Yeah.
So when you're considering the reason that she's forbidden from Levi is because she's considered Reuven's wife.
Because Levi was born after Reuven died.
Yeah.
So when Levi is born, Shimon was around when Reuven was around. So if Levi is born after
Shimon does Yibum,
yes,
she's more Reuven's wife than she is Shimon's
no,
wife?
but she's still not more.
Okay.
She doesn't lose the status that he had vis-a-vis Levi. Once here, he's an erva to Levi, but that status continues even after she gets married. Okay, that's the idea. The status remains. Yes.
The fundamental concept is that he's creating more zchus for his brother by marrying his brother's childless widow.
Yeah.
So how about his obligation to Shimon?
In which case? What do you mean?
In this case, we're discussing why doesn't Levi have an obligation to Shimon?
No, him to have children.
Well, she does, except that she's an erva. What if Rachel was his? No, but what if Rachel was his daughter?
He never knew Reuven.
Doesn't matter. Rachel's an erva to him. Right? Let's say he never knew Reuven. Let's say he never knew Reuven, but Reuven had kids, right? Would you say that? Oh, now he's got to do Yibum? No, because she's an erva. Doesn't matter if he knew Reuven. Rachel's an erva to him.
But if Reuven had kids, and Shimon never would.
Well, that's true. Also, fine. Okay. Let's say he never knew Rachel because Rachel was his wife's long lost sister, right? It doesn't matter if he knew or didn't know her. She's an erva.
That's definitely an erva.
Right. So here too, she's an erva. The erva is Eishes Achiv. She's Reuven's wife. Now that's an erva, unless there was a mitzvah yibum. If there wasn't a mitzvah yibum, it's an erva.
Conceptually, we're thinking of her as Shimon's wife, it's not Reuven's wife.
But when he was born, he was thinking of her as Reuven's wife. Because when he was born, Shimon had not yet done yibum.
And Rachel never loses that status.
And she never, even after she married Shimon.
That's why it was usher for him when he came into the world.
Exactly. Now you got it?
So
Okay.
what if she remarried twice, or she married somebody after that?
Yes.
Does she continue? She carries both statuses with her.
What do you mean? Rachel will always remain Eishes Achim Shelo Haya B'Alamo to Levi. In addition to, she's also Shimon's wife, but she's also an erva to Levi. She's also Eishes Reuven Shelo Haya B'Alamo. All right. All right, it's getting a little clearer. All right, fine.
Mhm.
Sure. Now we continue. All right. Gufa. Let's go back and look at. I don't know how the other daf Yomi manages to keep up with the pace. All right, Gufa. I guess it's either understanding it or keeping up. All right. So now the Gemara says like this. I'm not Gufa. Excuse me. Amar Mar. Right. Okay. Let's go back and look at what we've quoted before. Right. That's the difference of Amar Mar and Gufa. Amar Mar is we're going to focus in on a piece we quoted before. Gufa quotes a whole text when we've only quoted an excerpt earlier. So Amar Mar, let's go back and look at something a piece of what we were just quoting. Amar Sheni lasos mamar v'yivim tov v'lo hispik lasos mamar v'yivim tov ad shenolo do ach umeis v'shoni yotza mishum eishesach shalaya b'olamo v'shniya ochel etzaso misya bemes. So that's the simple case, where Shimon did nothing with Rachel, and then Shimon died. So in that case, Rachel is eishesach shalaya b'olamo. She walks away. And Sarah, Levi can go ahead and do Yimam or Chalita with Sarah, no problem, right? So Rachel's the erva because Levi was born after Reuben died, but Shimon did nothing with Rachel, so she doesn't have an impact on Shimon's other wife, on Sarah. More or less clear to people? Yeah. So now the only thing the Gemara is going to ask is, why does it say he was about to do Mamar and didn't have a chance to do Mamar? Just say he didn't do Mamar. He did nothing. Okay, so let's take a look. So my Ahmad, he got up to do Mamar. Umaylo, he speak, but he didn't have the chance. He of it. If he did Mamar, he did it. He low of it. If he didn't do it, he didn't do it. I don't want to hear any stories. Just did you do it or not? Ella. So now we're going to say a chiddush about Mamar. Ahmad, what it means is he was getting up to do Mamar was midata. She had initially agreed. She said, let's do a Mamar, a Kiddushin that precedes Vibum. Are you interested in this? And she said, yes. The low he speak midata. He didn't have an opportunity to do it with her agreement. In the end, she changed her mind. And she said, wait, I changed my mind. I don't want to do Mamar with you. I don't want it to lead to Yibum. No, forget it. She refused. Okay? So lo he speak midata, elab al karcha. And then in the end, he did Mamar, not in the way he had intended, Ahmad. He did Mamar in a different way. He just forced it on her. He did not force sex. That's going to be Yibum, which we'll get to. Yibum works ba'al karcha, but this is forcing the Mamar, the Kiddushin, the rabbinic Kiddushin that precedes Yibum. So here's an interesting question. Do you look at this through the lens of Kiddushin, and therefore it's only good if it's done with her agreement? Or do you look at it as a beginning of the process of Yibum, and it would take effect even if it was done ba'al karcha? So that's what we're reading in that scenario. He was about to and didn't have a chance. That somehow it was done in a less ideal way.
There's no action. Mamar is just a declaration.
Right.
One-sided declaration.
Right. So we'll see. Yeah, exactly. So the word ma'amar me is basically declaration. We'll see exactly what that constitutes. But yes. So now it says like this. Udulo Rebbe, not like Rebbe. The time Utana Brisa. Somebody did it without her acquiescence. Rebbe Omar Kana, it's still binding. Again, this rabbinic institution of Ma'amar is binding. What the consequences are of Ma'amar, we've already seen some nafkamina. There's a kiknusadami, etc. So, b'di'evet, if you don't do it and you go straight to Yibum, Yibum works, but there are halachic consequences, and Chazal wanted you to do Ma'amar first. So Rebbe said if it was done ba'al karcha, it's still binding. Chamimamim lo kana, it's not binding. My time of the Rebbe, what's the reason of Rebbe? Gomer mibiya the Yevamot. He learns that from the case of the actual act of sex with the sister-in-law. Ma biya the Yevamot ba'al karcha. The same that works even if she's not agreeing to Yibum, even not agreeing to the sex, and certainly if she's not agreeing to the desire to be, for the marriage that results, for the relationship that results. So, and obviously this is a very difficult whole idea that the rape can be halachically binding, and we'll get to that later. But
she's basically considered married to this guy anyway.
Right. So the reason that works, the logic why Yibum Ba'al Karcha works, is because since there's a zika, there's a sort of a quasi kiddushin that already exists, then the act of Yibum is just seen as sort of manifesting it. So therefore, just the physical reality of them having had sex. Right. Of course, you could still say a physical reality of having had sex in a way that has nothing to do with some type of a marital context and acquiescence or whatever, maybe shouldn't be so relevant, but that's the halacha. It also works when it's against his will. If he's not aware that this is his sister-in-law, or the Gemara even has a funny scenario where he has an erection and falls off of a roof and does yibum with her, unintending to have sex with her. So it's not just about against her will, but obviously there's something much more, deeply disturbing about that scenario. But the same way that works for yibum, says Rabbi, af kiddushin yivama ba'al karcha, the kiddushin that we have for the sister-in-law works against her will. For Rabbanan gami mi kiddushin d'alma, and the rabbis learned from once we instituted ma'amar, we made it like a standard kiddushin. Ma kiddushin d'alma mida'ata, kiddushin d'yavama mida'ata, and the same way normal kiddushin has to be with her acquiescence. So the kiddushin that we've created for yavama has to be with her acquiescence. So we're assuming that our Braita is of that opinion, and the funny language of Amad Lo he speak is that scenario, and it's saying it didn't work. Okay. What do they debate? It seems pretty clear what they debate. But okay, Mar Savar Mili Yavama Mili Yavama. Since Mamar is a Yavama institution, we should apply Yavama types of rules to it. Umar Savar Mili Kiddushin. No, it's what we're creating is a type of a Kiddushin, so we should apply Kiddushin type of rules. Okay. Also, so that's that section of the Braita. Now moving on. Scenario number 2, Mamar was done with Rachel, and then Levi was born. Umeis. So since Rachel was not really Yibum with Shimon, so she walks. So he can't do anything with Rachel. She's an erva. She walks away. But because she was quasi married to Shimon, it creates like a quasi tsaras erva. So what are you going to do with Sarah? She does chalitza not yibum. Okay, because again, the Rabbanan hold that this mamar creates a quasi relationship, enough to create a problem for Sarah, so we won't allow yibum, but not enough to let her walk away without chalitza. That's the Rabbanan. Rabbi Shimon Omer biasel chalitza tashalachat man poteres tzarata. Rabbi Shimon says just do biur chalitza with one of them and you're fine. Now, it doesn't mean with either one; it means with one specific one, right? With Sarah. Because Rachel's status is in doubt, but Sarah's status is clear. It was Ashes Shimon, and he can do Yibam or Chalitza. So, Ahai, Kai, which one is he referring to? Ilema anolad lo ach. Which scenario is he referring to? Ilema anolad lo ach, if Levi was firstborn, the achakach asaba mamar, and then the mamar was done with Rachel. So, in that case, if Levi was firstborn, then before Mamar was done, which might have changed Rachel's status, she already was tagged as Eishes Achiv Shelo Haya Biolamo. So then the Mamar would not change her status, right? And then there would really be a problem of Saras Erva in that case. So in that case, so Hamarta Benola Lusof Yabam Lo Pali Rabbi Shimon. If first she's born and then Yibum or this maybe Yibum like thing Mamar took place, he would agree that she remains a problem, and then Sarah would be, Sarah's erva. So you couldn't, because she would clearly be an erva. Ella also b'mamar v'achach no lo ach. So what we're talking about is the scenario that first Shimon did mamar with Rachel, which might be counted as a yibum, and then Levi was born. And now we look at it the following way: Chalitz lebalas mamar. If he did chalitza to Rachel, well, niftarat Sarah, then that doesn't help Sarah, who's the tzara. My timer, mishum dahavet tzara vada, dahai tzara vadai, ubalas mamar safek, vein safek motimidei vadai. Okay, because now I guess I'll just show you the scenario once more. Actually,
You can use it on the left side.
it's still up on the board. No, it's okay. It's still up on the board here because it was Mamar. Okay, so he did Mamar with Rachel. And he's definitely married to Sarah, and then Levi is born, right? And then Shimon dies. So the Sarah is definitely Shimon's wife. He definitely has a chiyuv of yibum, okay? So he can do yibum or chalitza with Sarah. Now, how about Rachel? Well, Rachel Mamar might count as yibum, and then it happened before Levi was born. And then in that scenario, she's not Sarah's erva. Rachel was totally okay, and in theory, he could do it with either, okay? But and that's why he's allowed to do it with Sarah. But why can't he do it with Rachel? Because maybe Mamar counts as nothing, meaning it's no quasi, it's all or nothing. And if it counts as nothing, then Rachel is not married to Shimon, and she's Ashes Ruvain Shelo Ha'avilamo, and she's a problem. So either Mamar counted, and she totally got kashered up, Rachel, right? Or Mamar didn't count, and she's totally Ashes Ruvain, and she's not relevant. So don't do anything with Rachel, because you don't know. Either she's a complete erva, or she's totally okay. So you can't do anything with Rachel, but you can do something with Sarah. Yeah. What?
When did Levi?
before Shimon died, after Shimon had done Mamar.
So why doesn't he become Ashes Achvi? Why doesn't she become Ashes Achvi to him? Right, vis-a-vis Shimon.
Because first Mamar was done, and Mamar with
It would
Rachel might count
Mammon
as Yibum.
as Nisuin.
And then Levi is born.
The Olam was when he
Right, so then
died.
then she's Ashes Achvi.
Yes. No, he was Golamo. He was living at the same time of Shimon.
The Olam is for when he
Levi was
died.
born after the Mammon.
Yes, but before Shimon died. Haya Be'olama means living at the same time
Before
of the
Shimon
brother.
died,
Okay? Yes. Okay. So Rachel is either totally okay or totally erva, but she doesn't do anything to impact Sarah. But a chalitza to Rachel won't help because Rachel might be irrelevant, and therefore Sarah it won't do anything for Sarah. Okay, so that's why it says.
Do something with Sarah.
So that's why it says, don't do something with Rachel. He says, Chalat l'bal's mamar lo niftar Sarah. If you did it with Rachel, you didn't do anything. Why? My timer. Mishum dahavit Sarah vadai. Sarah safe. I'm sorry. Sarah's status is definite. She's definitely Ashes Shimon. Okay, Ubalas mamar is safek, but Rachel's status is doubtful. Either she's definitely Ashes Shimon, or she's completely usher and she's irrelevant and she's Ashes Ruven Shalor Haya Biolamo. So what you're going to do with Rachel will have no impact, will not be good enough for Sarah because Rachel might be irrelevant. Okay, fine, we're done with that case. Yes.
How is Mamar effective?
How is it effective?
No, affected. How is it done?
Oh, that's what Dov was asking. Yeah, so it's basically done through Dibur. I did not check.
I'm who Merit League or something.
Yeah, if you let me just take a quick look. I actually have to admit that I did not refresh my memory on that. Hold on. Let me just refresh my memory on that. I know we've been talking about it for a long time. I just want to make sure that I don't mistake. Yeah, well, I just want to make sure I was right about
The
that.
reason I'm asking you is
Okay, wait a
how
minute.
can it be done
No. So that's why I'm glad I rechecked. Because although Mamar sounds like it's just verbal, it's funny they use that phrase. Here, it actually is an act of Kiddushin. I'm going to read to you the Rambam here. V'divrei Sofrim, shelo yavo hayabam al yivimto, ad sheyikadeshota b'fnei shnei edim, b'fruta o b'shvei fruta. Zenik Ramamar. So it's literally like an act of Kiddushin, giving kesef in front of two edim. The Eina Mamar Kona b'yivimto kimnin gamur k'moshi yitzba'er. The Ose Bamor b'yivimto shalomi da'ata. So here's the Be'al Karcha case, the place we just learned. Lo asa klub. Sheni samishkadeses elir tzona. So he really calls it like a type of a Kiddushin. So it is funny. Yeah, I'm sorry. So he says Mamar is, you cannot do Yibum Derabanan unless you do Mamar, and Mamar is an act of Kiddushin, giving some object of value, worth a pruta, like a ring, in front of two witnesses. And if you do it against her will, it doesn't count because it's like a Kiddushin against her will. So although we do use the phrase Mamar, right, I had remembered that, it is very confusing. We use the phrase Mamar, but it really, maybe the phrase is in order to undercut so we don't think that it's really a real Kiddushin, because biblically it has no meaning in the case of a sister-in-law. Yeah.
How can somebody do that without the other person's consent? Doesn't she have to?
Yeah, you have to. I guess you throw the money to her, but let's say she doesn't agree to accept the money. It's a good question, right? How can you?
He throws it to her property. She's calling it, right?
It's
What?
not a sexual act where
Right. No,
you
but
do it
it's
and then done like
yeah,
that.
but you can't be koneh something against your will. That's a really good question. According to Rabbi, meaning it's one thing to say, because what you're saying is the actual act it never took place. She never actually acquired the property, because you can't be forced to acquire property against your will. It's a good question. I'll have to get
Does
back
she get
to
it
it.
too also?
What?
Or not?
Okay, we're gonna have to. I have to refresh my memory on all of this stuff. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's go further. All right. So the Gemara says like this. Okay. Yosef Reb Menashe Bar Zvid, Kamei de Rav Huna. So right now our aspirations have adjusted significantly to get up to the Mishnah. Okay. Yosef Reb Menashe Bar Zvid, Kamei de Rav Huna. Yosef Kama. My time of Reb Shimon. What's the reason of Reb Shimon? That if Levi is born after Yibum, Rachel's okay. My time of Reb Shimon. What's the reason of Reb Shimon? He's the one that makes sense. Kidamer time. A whole above matzah beheter. Below amdalav shachas biser. when Levi was born, Rachel was Ashes Shimon. She never had a bad status to Levi. So Ella, no, here's what I meant. My time is Rabbi. Okay. That's the reason the rabbis disagree. That makes so much sense. So Amar Kra, lo isha v'yibma. So he should take her for him as a wife and do yibum to her. That's the pasuk about the act of yibum. Adayin yivumim arishonim aleha. So what that they read that is that v'yibma. Why does it have to say both things? Right? Why not just say v'yibma or v'lakachalo? Why does it say both languages? To show that even when he takes her for a wife, even when Shimon married her, Shimon married Rachel, v'lakalo liisha v'yibma. Her status vis-a-vis Ruvain continues to obtain. Right? So Shimon did yibum before Levi was born. That was l'kachalo liisha. But v'yibma means, but she still always remains Ruvain's, dead Ruvain's wife. And therefore, when Levi is born, she still has the status of dead Ruvain's wife. Okay, so it's hard to see that in the pasuk, but that's what it's saying. Adayin yivumim rishonim aleha. Elahadit nan kinsa harehi ki ishto l'chol davar. After yibum, she's fully like his wife. The Amar Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Chanina Malami. What does that teach you? Top of Chaf Hamad Aleph. Shemegarsha begedu machzira. That if after a case of yibum, Shimon did yibum with Rachel, he now wants to divorce her. He can divorce her. He divorces her with a get, and then if he wants to remarry her, he can remarry her. She's no longer seen as Ashes Reuven anymore, right? I mean, or whatever. It's an Ashes Reuven that's mutter to him because there was once a mitzvah of yibum. So if we think her status always still remains as Reuven's widow, so v'tibai chalitza. If Shimon wants to divorce her after yibum, so if we're still looking at her as Reuven's widow, so you got to do chalitza, right? That's what Shimon would have to have done initially if he didn't want to marry her. So, okay, but if after the act of yibum, we still continue to look at her as Reuven's widow, so if you now want to free yourself and divide that relationship, chalitza should also be required. So there's no. Shani asam damar kra ulekachalo liisha. He should become his wife. Once she's married, it's like his total wife, and therefore he doesn't relate to her as Reuven's widow. He relates to her as his wife, and therefore it's only about a get, not a chalitza. Ihachi, says the Gemara, so make up your mind. Here too, regarding Levi, let her just be Shimon's wife, not Reuven's wife. Make up your mind. Is she Shimon's still wife, or is she Reuven's wife? No. Haksi v'ibma. It says that v'ima, which means she still is Reuven's wife. So basically, you have one pasuk that says she's fully Shimon's wife, and another pasuk that says she still has some status of Reuven's wife. So the Gemara says, Umara ita. What tells you that when it comes to the question of divorce and chalitza, you say no, she's not Reuven's wife. Only Shimon's just to a get. When it comes to the question of Levi's relating to her, and is she you say, oh yeah, she's still a little bit Reuven's wife. What lets you split it that way? Umara ita. Mistavra, it makes sense. Shadi atera ahatera, v'shadi isura isura. That the mutter case, meaning when we're not dealing with any isurim, right? He just did yibum and now he's divorcing or whatever. In that case, we'll see it as like basically non-problematic, and we'll only look at her as Shimon's wife. We won't introduce other problems by making her Reuven's wife. In the case where you started with a problem that she was and then he married her, so then that problem will still continue to obtain. Okay, which basically means because there's something of an erva there, that's still gonna, fundamentally, she's not Reuven's wife. But for the question of a possible erva status, that will still obtain. Okay. Now, so according to Rabbi Shimon, that says when Levi is born, she's totally okay. Let's say you have a maternal sister, and then your paternal brother married her. Okay, you got that? Your paternal brother has no relationship to your maternal sister, right? Because it's on either side. This is on your right side, this one's on your left side, so they have themselves no relationship. So they married one another, okay? And then another brother was born. Why not do yibum? So because once he found her, since he found her beheter, which basically means, what it's saying is like this. I'll just reframe it in a simpler way. I don't know why I had to give such a complicated scenario. Is Rachel was Ashes Reuven Shelo Haya B'Olama. She married Shimon. And then you said Levi is born, you only look at her as Shimon's wife. I was like, why not? Why didn't you say she's Reuven's, dead Reuven's wife and Shimon's wife. Somehow you say because she married Shimon, her past goes away. So the Gemara says, how about this scenario? Let's say she was, she was one of them. She was a sister, right? Whatever, a sister that can work, okay? And Reuven, and then Reuven married her, and died, and then Shimon did Yibum, and then Levi was born. Why don't you say, oh, okay, so now she's Shimon's wife. She's no longer a sister. Okay, as long as you're saying making her Shimon's wife makes her status with Reuven disappear, why not say it makes her status as a sister disappear? Of course, the answer is obvious. Okay, so let's take a look at the Gemara. So,
Compounding it.
right. So the Gemara says no. Just because she now did Yibum with Shimon, she was able to do Yibum with Shimon because with Shimon she wasn't a sister. I mean, you basically get the scenario with Levi, she's a sister, but with Reuven and Shimon, she's not a sister. Okay, so whatever. So she is basically able to do that. So it says, fine, but her status as sister, how did that disappear just because she married Shimon? So the Gemara says, okay, so how did her status as dead Reuven's wife disappear just because she married Shimon? The Gemara says, no. Hi, Isur de les lehetera. Sister, this never changes. Somebody's status as a sister is always a sister. Hi, Isur de is lehetera. Status of dead brother's wife is not permanent. How do I know that status of dead brother's wife is not permanent? Because the whole Maseches Yibum is about how that status can sometimes be mutter. So therefore, once this dead Reuven's wife marries Shimon, her whole identity as dead Reuven's wife changes. The whole fact that Shimon was allowed to marry her shows that at least for Shimon, she was not looked at as an erva type of a situation. So basically, the identity of dead brother's wife as an erva is less permanent. That's the whole Masechet Yevamot. So we can say that when she marries Shimon, we no longer look at her in that relationship with Reuven. Okay, so that was finally the issue of Isur Eishes Achiv Shelo Haya Be'olamo. All right. Now we get on to a new point. I mean, nothing is really new, but okay. Klal Amru, exactly. Klal Amru, actually, it's going to be a little bit easier. Klal Amru b'Yevamot. I keep on telling you that, and it never is true. Klal Amru b'Yevamot. Koshi Isser Erva, Lo Choleses V'Lo Misya Bemes. Anybody who's a real Erva, this is what we've been talking about until now, one of the 15 women, you don't do Chalit or Yibum, neither with them or with the Tzara, you just walk away. Isser Mitzvah, Isser Kedusha, if it's less weighty, it's an Isser of Mitzvah, which is going to mean a Durabanan. If it's only a Durabanan Isser, or Isser Kedusha, which means an Isser of Kahuna, like a Grusha, so to a Kohen. In those cases, it's only a Lav or Durabanan. So remember, a Lav or Durabanan, if you were to do the Kiddushin with an Isser Lav or an Isser Durabanan, it would be binding.
I'm sorry,
And therefore,
someone Kohen married someone who's not allowed to, and then he's a brother and he done all that.
Yeah, or something like that. Or he had a brother who was a halal who married a grusha or something like that. Okay, so or a case of almana l'kohen gadol. Okay, so in those types of cases, right? So because we're in a kiddushin scenario, but the evid would be binding. Therefore, in a case where it's a yibum scenario, there still is, you're not allowed to do yibum because of the isurim, but there still is the zika and the obligation, and therefore you must do chalitza. So in those cases, v'yisur kedusha choletzes v'lo misya bemes. You do chalitza, not yibum. Achosa shehi yevimta. Now, a sister who is also a sister-in-law, which is what? Hold on, let me just remind myself about this. Right. So basically, you have Reuven and Shimon, or we'll do Reuven and Levi this time. Reuven and Levi married Rachel and Leah, and Rachel and Leah are sisters, okay? And then Reuven and Levi both die. So now Rachel to Leah is both a sister and a sister-in-law, right?
Yep.
Got that?
Yep.
Okay, and now the third part, Zvulun or whatever, has to figure out what he's going to do with Rachel and Leah, all right? So they're not Saras Erva, they were married to different brothers, but now he's got both of these women facing him. Achosa she yivimta, sister who's a sister-in-law, choletzes o misya bemes. So in that case, you can do, I'm sorry, did I skip a line? No. Choletzes o misya bemes. So, Zvulun can do either chalitza or yibum. Now we're going to see about that because, oh, no, 1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute. Hold on a minute. Okay. So what I left out, so what's not so clear in the Mishnah is, in that case, it's not just that Rachel and Leah fall before Zvulun, but one of them, let's say Rachel, is an erva to Zvulun. I don't know, Zvulun's daughter. Okay? So in that case, Zvulun can do chalitza or yibum to Leah, because Rachel is out of the picture, and he can do yibum or chalitza to Leah. But if Rachel was not his daughter, would he be able to do yibum to either of them? Do you remember this? Rachel and Leah, sisters from different brothers, now fall in front of Zvulun. Could he do yibum to either one? No. If he were to do yibum with one, what would he be doing? Having sex with about achos zikukasu, right? Because since he has a quasi kiddushin to both, in order to to consummate the relationship with one, to have sex with one, is having sex with a woman who is his quasi wife's sister. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So that's achos zikukaso. But if Rachel is an erva to Zvulun and she's out of the picture, then he could do chalitza or yibum with Leah. Okay, so that's what it's saying. In a case where we're dealing with an erva, that's sort of parenthetical, but a key piece that's missing. If we're dealing with that, one of them is an erva, and it's a chosa sheyevimta. She's got a sister who's a sister-in-law. Because one of them is an erva, chaletzes o misabemes, he can do chalitza or yibum to the other. Okay, but if neither of them are an erva to Zvulun, then he can't do yibum because that's achos zikukasa. Isser mitzvah. Now, what is this Isser mitzvah? Shniyos midivei sofrim. That's derabanan, secondary arayot. That's what shniyos means. Secondary that are rabbinically forbidden. Okay. Isser kedusha is almana l'kohen gadol, grusha v'chalusa l'kohen hedyot. A case where it's something relating to being a kohen. Or either you're a kohen hedyot married married a woman, it would always be almana l'kohen gadol, right? So if a kohen gadol's brother died and left a wife, that's almana l'kohen gadol. Okay, or a brother did an isser and married a grusha, or he was a chalal and married a grusha, and then he died, and now there's an isser of grusha. In those cases, it's because it's not an erva, it's just a lav or derabanan, you still have to do chalitza. Or another case, mamzer sunesina l'Yisrael, it's a mamzer, and we won't worry about nesinas right now. For Yisrael, that's an isser lav, ubas Yisrael nesina l'mamzer. Okay, or it's or the man is the one with the problem. The brother is the mamzer, and he's not allowed to marry the woman because he's the mamzer. She's the mamzer or he's the mamzer. Yes.
Aren't mamzerim still chayv and ruv?
Yeah, so marrying under mamzer, whatever. Okay. So the Gemara says like this. Let's just do a little bit more. It's klal amru b'Yevamot. So what's that coming to include? What extra case? It sounds like there's some cases we haven't mentioned yet. Now, so Amar Rav from Bar Papa lasui tsaras illness. To tell you, remember that the tsar of an illness, that case also, because there's no mitzvah of yibum with the illness, so the tsar is also usher. Rav Asi, like Rav Asi, of course, we didn't pass him that way, but okay. And it's the exact opposite of what the first Gemara said. The first Gemara says, why did we say 15? Exactly 15 to exclude Saras Ilanis. You're saying, why do we say klal? In order to include Saras Ilanis. All right, anyway. So the Gemara says, V'ikadamri, koshki surah iser erva, hu dasiri. No, maybe someone read it this way. We're not focusing on Sarah in this Mishnah. We're saying if it's an iser erva, she's aser. But he does sira. But sarasa, hello asira is hello iser erva. Koshki iser erva, who does sira? Sarasa. Hello, Isura Erva. Wait. Oh, thank you. Okay, so thank you very much. Kosh Isur Erva. Who dasira tzarasa? Hello, Isura Isur Erva. If it wasn't an Isur Erva, tzarasa lo asira. Then the tzara would not be usher. So what's a scenario where there's somebody that there's no obligation to, but it's not really about erva, that the tzara is okay? So limute mai, what is this coming to sort of address? Amarafam limute tzaras illness udulok ravasi, the exact opposite of what we said before. The case of an illness, it doesn't start with the fact that she's a tzara. It's an erva. It starts with the fact that there's no mitzvah yibum. So if it's only because there's no mitzvah yibum, not because she's an erva, in that case the tzara will be allowed, and that actually is how we paskin that an illness is out of the picture. There's no mitzvah yibum, but she's not seen as an erva, and in that case the tzara is actually okay. All right. Oh my God. So what are we going to do? I guess we have to do 2 dafim on Shabbos.